Alright, we're back working on this 2008 Suzuki Forenza. In the last video I was talking about this O2 sensor. Code kept coming back. We're going to go ahead and replace that today. So I'll just show you what tool we're going to be using. So you're just going to need this right here. These other ones are a little bit too thick. So you're going to need this is a 3/8 drive. It's going to be pretty tight. You'll probably want some WD-40. This is the sensor that we're going to be putting back in here. So we'll go ahead and get the hood up and get started. Okay, the very first thing I'm going to do is remove this. Now this is not a necessary step, but it's going to allow me to give you a better visual of this sensor. Removing it. So I'm going to take let's see, I think these are 12s. So I'm going to take these 4 12 millimeters out here and get this heat shield out of the way. Alright, so we'll go ahead and get this out of the way. Right, so now we can easily see that sensor. Alright, we're going to come over here at the EGR, and here is this wire connector. Now you're going to have some clips. You can push here and it'll pop that through, make it easier to get to. So a little screwdriver or something, just push your clips, or you can just pop that off of there. And I guess I didn't say, but you know, you make sure that you're working on a cool engine. This has not been cranked, it's been sitting overnight. And so we're going to push down, and if it doesn't release, then we're going to get a pick tool, and it's not wanting to release. Alright, so I've just got a straight pick tool. I'm going to come under here, and a lot of times you want to squeeze. If I can show you, you're going to squeeze it like together, like you're pushing it together, and it'll help as you're lifting that. Alright, so then these tabs get weak, and you can see there, sometimes they don't want to lift up over that little bump. Alright, we're going to insert our O2 socket here. We just slip that. You just slip the grooved part over the wire. Just push it on there until we can tell it's locked. Okay, so I'm going to be using this extended handle ratchet. Got a 3/8 adapter. This is going to be extremely tight, and you'll want to go ahead and spray that with a little WD-40. So just take a little of this and spray. You want to do that prior. Now I've had this off recently, so I know it's not going to give me a lot of trouble, but normally these are going to be extremely tight. So I'm just kind of pushing, making sure that's on there good. Alright, so we got it loose. Now you may have to use your ratchet a little more. This one's coming out of here real easy. Said I've put Antiseize, and I've had it out recently. Let's see, we got the 4 wires, a 2 white, a gray, and a black. Alright, so we'll make sure that this matches up, obviously. It's got a little crush washer on the end. Looks a little different. The connectors, a lot of times you got to really check these connectors. You want to look at these ridges and make sure. I have seen them where they were different and you won't be able to get it to connect, so you have to check that, make sure they're in the right location. And this looks to be a match. The wires are a little different, just different colors basically. So this end looks a little different as well, but the threads appear to be the same. So we're going to put a little Antiseize on here and we'll try this out. This stuff really gets messy. Always get into it no matter what you do. Like I said, you see how easy this is, and you don't have to take that heat shield off, but it just allows me to give you a better view. So I'm just threading this in. Alright, so now we're going to torque this down. If you look here on your box, it'll tell you 35 foot-pounds. So that's what we're going to go with. And if you don't have a torque wrench, just give her a good snug. It'll be fine. It's not coming out of there, I can promise you. So we got this set to 35. And we'll go ahead and get it torqued. And to make things easier, you want to give it a little bit of a snug down with a smaller ratchet first, because it's kind of got limited room. Locks together nicely. Just going to clip it back down here on this little bracket. Where I'm just going to get my heat shield back on. Alright, so we got that on there. We're probably just going to delete the code and drive it a little bit, make sure this is not going to come back. Okay, so I'm back from a test drive. I took it out on the interstate and really opened it up and drove it around for probably the last say about 30 minutes or so, and no check engine light has come back. I was monitoring. One thing I didn't talk about is there was another intermittent misfire that had came back on this car even after just doing the recent work we did in the other video, and so that came back within like a couple days. So I didn't know if this, I really was having my doubts that this O2 sensor was causing this, but apparently it was. So very important. Some vehicles you can get by with a bad O2 sensor, and some you cannot. So that definitely seems to have fixed all of the problems. The check engine light's staying off for now. Obviously it's going to have to be driven. I'll update and see what's going on with it, but it sounds real good. We'll crank it up and let you listen to it here. Alright, so here it is running. It's running nice and smooth. Like I said, took it out on the interstate, drove it, opened it up, got it up real, 75, 80, and drove it around town and everything, and it seems to be idling real smooth. So if there is another issue, it has not came back yet. So I'll update with this in the comments. It's going to have to be driven to see what's going to happen. But so far, check engine light's staying off, and Best I can tell, it's running perfectly. Alright, so that's going to do it for the video. If you'd like to check out the other one I did on this recently, I'll leave a link to that. So anyways, very easy to replace this O2 sensor. So if you're getting this check engine light, then you'll definitely want to replace it. This is the upstream O2 sensor. So hope you found it helpful. If you did, give it a thumbs up. As always, I invite you to subscribe, and thanks for watching.